Hello, Jordan.
What's up, Michael?
You're looking lean.
Yeah, I've lost a fair amount of fat. That is for sure.
While spiking your blood sugar.
Yeah. My doctor just freaked me out.
Why?
Because, so I have a low heart rate. Generally, like low resting heart rate. And I'd say like a couple months ago, I started to get these like palpitations. Mainly when I would be like doing a workout. Didn't always have to be high intensity. Sometimes it would happen. I was lying down, whatever it is. But usually during a workout, and it would like skip a beat. I don't know if I'm using the right term. So if there's a cardiologist listening, I apologize. But it would feel like it skipped a beat. And then like maybe about a month, 5 weeks ago, I got a small one when I was on the treadmill, and then I like took a little break, got back on, and then I had a big one, and it like took my breath away. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" So I scheduled an appointment with the cardiologist. Went to the cardiologist, and now I'm in like right now I'm wearing this like 24/7 heart rate monitor, which isn't really 24/7 because it falls off every time I exercise, and I can't do jiu-jitsu with it, but I wear it for most of the day. And you and I were on the phone before our last podcast, like an hour before we just recorded. And I got a call from my doctor, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, Mike, let me just get this." And it's not the doctor, it's the person at the front desk. So they're definitely not a doctor at all. It's just the person at the front desk. And the person goes, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Not much. How are you?" They were like, "Good." So the doctor wanted me to ask, "Did you have like severe chest pains last night at like 5 a.m.?" And I was like, and they're looking at my data from my heart rate monitor. And I was like, "No, I don't think so. I was sleeping." They're like, "Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. Bye." And I was like, "What? Like, that's it?" So then I immediately go in my portal and I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" Like someone basically just said, "Did I have severe chest pains?" without any explanation as to why. Please let me know what's going on. Hoping the doctor is going to write back and let me know. I get a call from the same person like 10 minutes later. It's like, "Hey, what's going on? Just got the email. I spoke to the doctor," and they gave me an explanation that was clearly not medical in terms of like medical terminology, but they're like, "Listen, they said you're fine." They're just like, "Yeah, your heart rate got really low." And I was like, "Okay, is that bad? Are they worried?" They were like, No, it's probably just because like you're very healthy and fit and you exercise a lot." And I was like, "Well, that doesn't really make me feel better, to be honest with you." They're like,
how low?
Let's look in because I have my, like even right now, my heart rate gets super low, but let's look at my,
Give us numbers.
I'm going to, because they didn't tell me what the number was, but I can look at my Garmin and it can tell me what my heart rate was, I guess, this morning. I mean, it's really even not like that super low. It's 42. It looks like my lowest was 42, which is not like, I thought it was going to be in the 30s or something.
Dude, you're in phenomenal shape.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be in the 30s. But yeah, they're like, "Yeah, it was super low." And I was like, "Okay."
That's weird because why wouldn't they compare it to your baseline rather than compare it to where other people are on average? Your heart rate for years, and when you started taking jiu-jitsu more seriously, you started doing way more zone 2 cardio, and your heart rate, like especially on nights if you didn't have a couple glasses of wine, going back for years, has been in the low 40s, has been your resting heart rate.
Yeah. So they just freaked me out. I was like, "Thanks." So tomorrow I have a stress test. I'm doing a stress test, and I need to schedule my coronary calcium score as well.
Cool. That's good that you're getting all that stuff done.
Yeah, just want to stay on top of it.
Good precautionary work. But yeah, those what are those called? Those little shocks? Those little like feels like it skips a beat. What's that called?
I don't know if it's called like bradycardia or tachycardia or palpitations. I don't know which one. It's one of those things.
Palpitations was the word I was going for. But yeah, I believe that's more common than we think it is. I mean, it's still really good that you're getting it checked out, but
yeah. I mean, the cardiologist listened and like she put stethoscope on my arm or my chest, and she listened. She was like, "Oh yeah, I just heard one." And I was like, "You heard one?" And she was like, "Yeah, sometimes you'll feel them, sometimes you don't." But like she heard it within like 12 seconds of listening, which apparently it just must be happening a lot. But she wasn't worried about it at all. And she was like, "It gets really bad if you have anxiety about it though." And she was like, "I think you should have some anxiety medication." I was like, "Oh, okay." Because that'll help.
Yeah. Health anxiety is a real thing.
Mike laughs at my health anxiety that I get. Mike told me like a week ago, he's like, "We should talk about this on the pod. We should talk about like when you feel like you're going to die."
Hang on. You saying that I laugh about it without the context that I have makes me seem like a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. You're a good guy. You're a good guy with bad jokes.
I wouldn't laugh about it if it was the first or second or third time that we talked about it. Definitely not. And I didn't. I took it very seriously. But there's recurring patterns that.
Oh, yeah. Real. You know, dude, especially with my like journal that I found from when I was a kid.
Yeah. When you were 11.
Was I 11? Was that when that journal was?
I believe so.
Yeah. I found my mom shipped a box of my stuff to my apartment because we're going to be moving to a rental house soon. And she was like, oh, not because of that. Because she actually moved houses and she was getting rid of stuff. And so she sent me a whole box of random stuff. And in the box was an old journal. And there were 2 pages filled out of this whole journal. There were only 2 things. Did I tell you what was filled out on this thing?
Yeah, you did. But I have to give more background because you don't come off publicly as someone who worries as much as you worry.
Yeah.
And so with the background knowledge of, you know, whether it's, you know, dying is a very common worry, which bleeds into health anxiety, you know, the prison that I think we've talked about.
Yeah, we spoke about that. Yeah. It'd just be the worst.
Yeah. But like various, and everyone has different fears, but the various fears and conversations we've had about them and almost you thinking that it's a more recent phenomenon.
Yeah. Cause dude, it's my memory.
And when you read and you're like, ESTPs have notoriously terrible memories, you're like, this makes so much sense.
Dude, it makes so much sense. And I was like, wow, I've just forgotten everything.
So you being worried about maybe a handful of things over a number of recent years was like, oh, why is this happening? So then when your mom delivered this journal from when, you know, literally 20 years ago, and there were only 3 entries or something.
Wait, did I send you a picture of it?
I don't know.
Oh my God, I have it. Oh man. The best part is it says on the top page, Secret Diary, August 30th, 2002. Secret Diary. August 30th, 2002. 2002. Yes, that was 11 years old. Yeah. Today was a rough day. First, I woke up at 7 a.m. Then I got dressed and had a bagel and went to the orthodontist to find out my gums were fine after I worried about them for a week.
And this is funny because you viewed your childhood as, or I shouldn't say childhood, you viewed yourself as a kid as very carefree.
Yes.
And maybe even like your more recent, like yourself in your 20s as this carefree dude. And you're like, and that was an aha moment. And you called me immediately. I think you're like, I always worried.
Dude, I've always been a worrier. And I like forget, like I'll have a worry, then that worry will be relieved. Then I'll find a new worry and I'll forget about the previous one. And that's what I jump from worry to worry. And I didn't even realize it until my 11-year-old self documented that I was really worried about my gums for a week.
A whole week.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ernest Becker wrote a great book about death anxiety, and his thesis was that all anxiety stems from fear of death, which definitely makes sense. Which absolutely makes sense because we're all going to die.
Yeah.
And makes even more sense if someone is a devout materialist, meaning doesn't believe in a soul or an afterlife.
Yeah.
Even people who do, like, we all have doubts. And so it's not just materialists. I remember JP taking it a step further, or he said that Becker was only wrong in that he didn't take the point far enough, which is that it's a wonder that we're not all constantly paralyzed with anxiousness because we are the first and only species to be able to recognize our mortality, right? Like dogs don't know that they're going to die. Even something as intelligent as a dolphin or a chimpanzee can't see that ending, but we humans do. And so he made the argument that it's a wonder that any of us can function with that knowledge, which I don't know if
true.
necessarily makes this feel any better. But I remember starting that book back in 2016, and I only got a few chapters in. I don't remember why I stopped.
If that's not the story of my life, started a book, didn't finish it.
Yeah. Well, I think the cardiologist stuff is going to come back really good for you.
Yeah.
That is a bizarre call from a non-medical professional and very abrupt way to, like, hey, were you experiencing any extreme chest pains at approximately 5 a.m.? No? Okay. Have a good day.
As I'm wearing this monitor. I'm like, what the fuck did you see?
Yeah. Being in a deficit reduces heart rate.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So there's that on top of your
real quick.
Well, no, it's low heart rate is good.
Yeah, up to a point, obviously. Yeah.
Up to a point, but if you look, like Lance Armstrong's resting heart rate in his prime, wasn't it maybe it wasn't the low 30s, but it was definitely in the 30s. Yeah, let's Google fact check this.
Armstrong's resting heart rate. 32. Jeez.
There we go. Low 30s.
Holy shnikes. That's insane.
And so for you, yeah, you're good, brother.
Should I finish my diary entry so people can hear just the rest of this diary real quick?
Absolutely.
All right, it's quick. So after I worried about my gums for a week, then I went to a place where I got milk. I wish I knew what place this was. Then I went to a place where I got milk. Then I went home. When I got home, remember, this is what I wrote in 2002. All right. When I got home, my brother called me a retard. And for context around this, my brother and I, now we have an amazing relationship. I just saw him do stand-up comedy the other day, which was great. But siblings fight. I was the stupid one and he was the fat one. So we would go back and forth between that. So he would call me a retard and I'd call him fat. And that was our childhood over and over and over again. So he goes, then when I got home, my brother called me a retard. And then so then I remember I got as a gift, I think it was for Hanukkah one year, there was, I think it was called a talk boy. Did you ever, was it, do you know what I'm talking about? A talk boy?
Like a walkie-talkie?
Talk boy recorder. A talk boy. Oh my God, it was called a Talk Boy tape recorder. Was it from Home Alone?
Think so.
That's crazy. Yeah, so it was called a Talk Boy tape recorder. So I wrote, then I taped him saying it. So he got really mad. Then my mom came home and I had chicken drummies and clam chowder. And all of that is in the same sentence.
I remember the first time you told me that, I was like, oh, like chicken drummies and clam chowder is a dense
Dude, that is like,
Dense
that's
dinner.
enough calories for like 2 days right there. That's
Clam chowder's
super high
dense.
fat, moderate protein. But yeah, that was, and that gave you real insight into my nutrition growing up. Yeah, and then for dinner we had chicken drummies, which were delicious, by the way. Chicken drummies and clam chowder, it's a real combo.
And that was Jordan's journal, his super secret diary.
Super secret diary. Yep. And the other page was just a list of girls I had a crush on that year.
Can we read those too?
No, I'm not reading out those girls' names. I don't even think I took a picture of that. But no, I did not take a picture of the girls' names. No.
Oh, you know what? No, I have an interesting one.
Okay.
This is from Shannon, who
what's up, Shannon?
Shannon, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll give you a few cliff notes or a few snippets here. She said, I was listening to the pod a few weeks ago on my way to a 6 a.m. session with my personal trainer where Jordan proceeded to hate on barbell hip thrusts. What did my trainer have programmed that morning? Barbell hip thrusts. I laughed to myself as I loaded the bar, which I can confirm is more annoying than loading a barbell for deadlifts. Mike, I can't explain why, but can confirm for sure it's the worst.
Yes. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you very much.
Related to Jordan's other podcast, and this is actually related to our episode here, I wanted to share this screenshot from my Apple Watch health data. I had my baby in October 2022. Can you tell exactly when I went back to work based on my resting heart rate? Needless to say, this prompted me to make some major work-life balance changes, and I'm happy to report my resting heart rate is back down in the 50s. That's awesome.
That's amazing. Congrats.
You can also tell when I made the decision to make the change based on this graph. Physiological stress is real, in all caps. And we'll link, or we'll make sure this graph is on here. But it's crazy just to describe to you right now, Jordan, that in February of 2023, Shannon's resting heart rate spikes what appears to be about 10 beats per minute and maintains an average of like 7 to 8 beats per minute month over month while she's working. And then when she quits her job, drops back down like 7 to 10 beats per minute and actually starts to go even lower the more time she's not working. That is wild.
Wow. That's insane. I believe that for so many different reasons, not least of which I remember there was a period of time where I was tracking my blood pressure every single day, just like because I wanted to get consistent markers for what it was. And there were times, like I remember there was a period of time where I was watching the news and a period of time where I wasn't watching the news.
Mm-hmm.
And when I stopped watching the news, my blood pressure average went down by about like 6 to 10 points from a systolic perspective. My systolic blood pressure went down like 6 to 10 points on it. It was wild just from the days when I watched it versus when I didn't, which it makes sense, but it's also one of those things that you don't realize where especially a lifetime of doing that can have serious effects on the integrity of your body.
Mm-hmm. Or even imagine someone who retires, who was working full time and maybe they had a job that mesh better with their personality and ambition and interests, but hit that age, 60, 65, retires, and then doesn't fill their day with things, but instead might spend a lot of time on Twitter, might watch a lot of CNN or Fox News or MSNBC, and those hours and hours a day add up and the direct impact that can have on your health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Shannon also said, I would tell you about my power breakfast, but it's basically a combo of a few things you both picked for years. Love the info about the perfect day of eating on this week's episode. Really, really nice. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon. We appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much.
And that's awesome that finding that work-life balance and being at home more has led to such a substantial drop in resting heart rate. Good for her.
Yeah.
You got any over there?
You know, so here's a really important one. And I don't know if we've spoken about this one before, but I saw a great post about this the other day that I wanted to discuss. So the question is, I'm not going to say the handle. Question is, what's more important, sleep or exercise? And I think this is a very, very, trying to think of the right word. It's an oversimplified discussion. And number one, I think the way that we phrase it is super important, but it's not that either one is more important. I think they're both equally important for different reasons. But there's a coach, one of Alex Viada's coaches. His name is Alec, and I might mispronounce the last name. I think it's Blenis. He has amazing content. He has really, really amazing content. And he made a whole post about this the other day that I thought just made some really good points, where to the effect of, most people will say, make sure you get your sleep, and oftentimes at the expense of exercise. But his whole thesis, which I very much agree with, that especially for people who struggle to get any exercise in at all, oftentimes getting exercise in is going to improve your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where it's like, and I'm not talking about people who exercise regularly. I'm not talking about people who you exercise 3 to 5 times a week religiously, and then you have a week where sleep is shit, and like you decide to get more sleep that week, or you decide to skip a few workouts. That's different. I'm talking about the people who rarely exercise and they also struggle with their sleep. I would be willing to bet that if they started to exercise while they were tired from a lack of sleep, they would actually prioritize their sleep more, and it would fall into a better routine where maybe they're staying up late, they're watching TV, they're doing stupid stuff at night, and then they end up getting bad sleep as a result of it, or whatever it is. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? You got to get this workout in. I know you're tired, but you've got to do it. Then all of a sudden, I bet instead of staying up until midnight, they might go to bed at 10. And they might get better sleep as a result of starting that exercise. So not only the physiological aspect, but the behavioral aspect, where they're both equally important for different reasons. But I think nowadays, especially with the coddling and not pushing people hard enough, and oh, we'll just do whatever makes you feel good. People, well, just get that extra sleep. Well, maybe you should fucking get up and get a workout in, and that's actually going to help your sleep in the long run.
Really interesting point, because I historically lean towards the sleep side. But I agree with when you break it into the two groups of someone who trains consistently and then ends up having a week where they're run down, missing a workout here or there, compared to someone who isn't exercising consistently. You make a great point that working out and taxing your body physically is going to improve sleep quality. There's also something to be said of, someone who's not working out consistently, probably doesn't enjoy working out, is looking for reasons not to work out. And, oh, I slept like crap last night, or, oh, I was up late, is looking for a reason not to work out. And actually, I believe there's some recent research around this, which is that a single night of reduced, I think it was sleep time. I think it was like, you're normally sleeping 8 hours, but you only sleep somewhere in the 5 to 6 range. And they analyzed the effect on performance. And for a single night of poor sleep, there basically was no change in training performance for a morning workout, which I thought was interesting. Chronic sleep deprivation is going to lead to worse performance over time. But if it's just one night, suck it up. Have a little caffeine, drink some water, get that workout in. You're going to sleep better the next night. The real answer is do both. Like, watch one episode instead of 2 episodes of whatever show the night before, so you can go to bed at 11 instead of 12, so you can get that extra hour of sleep, and then also work out in the morning. But it's an understated point that prioritizing exercise, albeit difficult in the short run, might actually help you sleep better and start spiraling you upwards on that routine.
One thing that's helped me a lot too is because I've been waking up earlier than usual. Like, I've been waking up early for the last, month and a half now. And I used to like staying up late watching TV, and I haven't eliminated it. I've periodized my TV watching at night. So now if I'm going to wake up early in the morning, then I'm either going to just watch one episode or half an episode, like you had just said, or if I know like one day I wake up early, but the next day I'm going to be able to stay up a little, I'm going to wake up a little bit later. That's the night where I'll watch TV. So it's like in the same way, I'm not going to strength train every single day. I'm not going to watch TV every single day. I'll have, all right, this is a TV night. This is not a TV night. This is a TV night. This is not a TV night. My weekends are TV nights just because my wife and I, we relax. We watch more TV. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, cool, TV nights. But maybe between Monday and Thursday, I might only have 1 or 2 TV nights at most. And those, I got to get to bed. Mm-hmm. And having that perspective as opposed to being, this is my nighttime routine. It's no, this isn't my nighttime routine. This day is TV day, and this day is not TV day. It's sort of like this day is upper body pull, this day is upper body push, this day is legs. So it's a periodization model for my own schedule, which has helped a lot.
I love that. I'm the same way. If I have to wake up at 5:30 the next day for Gary, it's like, guess what? I'm going to sleep at 8:30 because I need a certain amount of sleep. If I don't, if he's in Saudi Arabia giving a talk like he just was recently, then I can stay up later and then sleep in the next day. And different, I think we probably have more variable schedules than the average person. The average person's schedule is a little more fixed. But the weekday versus weekend example was perfect. If you really want to watch a 3-hour new Chris Nolan movie, do it on a Friday or a Saturday, not on a Tuesday night when you have to wake up early the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. And people are like, well, I'm an adult. I want to do it. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Do it. But then don't complain about your results if you're not able to get up early.
People say, I'm an adult. I want to do it.
I think in their head they say that. And they're like, I want to make the choices that I want to make. It's like, yeah, that's fine. I think that is actually that thought process.
That's wild.
That is what leads to a lot of people making bad decisions.
I want to do it isn't an adult decision. Or isn't it like it's literally a child decision?
It's very childish.
What you're doing when you say, I want to do it because I want to do it, you're prioritizing current you over future you. And sometimes it makes sense to prioritize current you over future you. Sometimes it makes sense to eat the donut. A lot of time, like in this example, going to sleep and keeping yourself on this schedule and delaying gratification from Tuesday night until Friday night is actually way better for you. Current you, it's not as fun because you don't get to watch the movie right now, but you're going to benefit more in totality from delaying gratification and delaying it in an appropriate amount. You don't need to wait until next year to watch the movie, but wait until you can watch it and still get enough sleep. Yeah. And not
wait till fucking Friday.
Not watch it Tuesday night. And then, I didn't go to sleep until 1. So I'm skipping my Wednesday workout. So I'll push that back to Thursday. But then Thursday, I'm in the office for work. So I'm on a hybrid schedule and I don't like to work out on days I'm in the office. So I'll push it from Thursday to Friday. But then Friday, I have this birthday party and I slept in a little. Next thing you know, you haven't worked out in a week. No. Push the movie to the future.
Yeah.
Man, when you said I want to do it because I'm an adult, I had a visceral disgust, negative gut reaction to like myself making that decision.
I saw it and I loved it.
Good.
All right, you know what? This isn't a question, but since people really enjoyed the power breakfast talk, let's do a power dinner talk.
Love it.
What's your power dinner?
All right. Want to hear one that hit the spot but is unhealthy compared to one that is healthy and powerful?
Yeah, let's hear both. Yeah. Okay.
Last night, I had barbecue short ribs.
Oof.
Which are a high fat, moderate protein option, but delicious. With mashed potatoes that had an obscene amount of salt and butter in them, judging by the taste, and some what do you call those things? I don't know what they're called. Oh, I know what they're called. You wouldn't know what they're called. Hang on.
I just thought it was because I could see you were like angry, thinking like, what are these things called?
Hang on. I'm gonna fire up a picture because you're not gonna know what it is by looking at it, and I'm gonna feel so vindicated. This is why. If you want to see this picture, you gotta.
I hope I can see it clearly. This might impede my ability to know what it is.
Your vision's fine, Jordan. We're not gonna. You're making excuses already. This is good luck.
Good luck knowing what this is.
Good luck.
So how did you figure out what? Did you hear someone say the name last night or something?
No, they were just in my fridge.
Is that a dessert? I really can't tell what it is. Is that a dessert food?
You can tell what it is. Yes, it's a dessert food.
I mean, it looks like a cupcake.
They're called bunt cakes.
Oh, no. I wouldn't know what that is.
Mini bunt cakes, and I had a few of those.
Nice. Okay, so you had barbecue short ribs, mashed potatoes, and bunt cakes.
Yeah, and today...
Do bunt cakes come in different flavors based on the color, or are the colors just decorative?
Yeah, there was vanilla, chocolate, red velvet, and raspberry. And I ate the three.
Was raspberry your favorite?
I didn't. There were 3 of each, and I ate all 3 raspberries, which I shouldn't have done. I should have only had 2. 2 was the number. And I felt like I shouldn't have had the third after. Sometimes you do.
While you were eating it, where you're like, I shouldn't be doing this? Or
no, 5 minutes after. I was like, I'm a little too full. But no, they're mini. They're probably like 28 carb, 9 fat, 1 protein each.
Got it. Okay. Wait, so that was your power dinner last night for not healthy?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Were you out? Was it a family dinner or something?
No, we just ordered takeout because, my wife had cooked a bunch of nights in a row and it was like, let's do something else.
So what's your healthy power dinner?
I've been loving these marinated grilled chicken salads with like a healthy arugula base, a solid amount, and usually some kind of fruit. Like we did pears recently. I think they have onions, pears, a little bit of like chopped almonds or chopped walnuts, some low-fat feta cheese. I hope I'm not missing something. The grilled chicken or air-fried chicken. And then a dressing, like an olive oil. I don't actually know how it's made. Olive oil, lemon, salt, pepper, garlic, something. And a salad.
That's good.
That's been a solid meal.
I like that. I'll go my unhealthy one, and then I'll go my more healthier one. If I'm gonna have an unhealthy, like a real power meal, like a real one, I'm gonna have pepperoni pizza and fried chicken
together.
Oh yeah. And maybe this is just me 24 days into a cut right now, but like
when I like it, I support it. I'll eat it with you soon. But realistically, when's the last time you had those both together?
Literally never in my whole life. Right. Well, I'm just thinking right now that would be great, and I would love that. So
we'll do it on the podcast sometime.
That would make for some great sound effects as just gnawn through this fried chicken. Yeah. If I could have that would be pepperoni pizza, fried chicken, power dinner for my unhealthy one.
Those are your 2 favorite foods?
Yeah, those are my 2 favorite foods.
Nice.
Yeah. And then for my healthy one, listen, salmon is just like my go-to. I'm gonna have to go with that. Air fryer salmon. There's so many different ways to have the vegetables. Could do like an Israeli salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, a little feta cheese on it, or go for some air fried vegetables, whether it's air fried in like charred broccoli or Brussels sprouts, maybe with a little like a light Parmesan crusting on it. Super good. And then some type of either rice or potato. So I've been huge into jasmine rice lately. It's just best. Jasmine rice is so good. And we got these frozen jasmine rice packets. I don't know if you've seen these.
What brand?
You have those? I don't know. It's like a white and orange box that it comes in.
Okay.
And we just have them in the freezer. I spiked my blood sugar with it one time. And it's amazing. Jasmine rice tastes so much better than any other rice.
Are they single serving?
Yeah, single serving ones. Yeah.
So jasmine rice is the best tasting rice. I agree. Unless you're eating Indian and you have like some naan and some rice and some chicken and some kind of delicious Indian sauce, then the basmati rice really hits the spot.
Yeah.
But
basmati's super good too.
Jasmine rice, Uncle Ben's makes a coconut jasmine rice.
Oh, wow.
Which brings the regular jasmine rice, I want to say there's like 4 grams of fat per 80 carb, which is very reasonable. The coconut jasmine is 10 fat per 80 carb, but it's very tasty.
Okay, I'm going to try that. Uncle Ben's coconut jasmine. That sounds amazing.
And they come in the packets. Their margins are insane because you're paying $3, where if you had a rice cooker and bought rice in bulk and cooked it, it's like, it's probably 10 times cheaper. But
makes so much sense. So genius.
I like that power dinner. That's a strong power dinner.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, good. Thank you everyone for listening. You know the deal. You know the price in the mentorship is going up very soon. If you want to get in at the lower price, you can get in right now. Link is in the description. If not, well, we hope you join us when the price is higher. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care. See ya. Bye.